I'm April Frelke, and it's my pleasure to bring you the best of hometown news, where we will be featuring great places to eat, area entertainment, special events, a new comedy segment, health and wellness, and even a fashion show. This week we have local author Amanda Zieba. Ben Palmer from ThinkLocal is back with another business spotlight. And before we get started, our first guest, Doc and Oakley, are back with a new science challenge on the lab.
Oh, thanks, April. Our new student science challenge for this week's show is building an aluminum boat that'll hold the most weight. We'll turn it over to my colleague, Oakley Moser. He'll introduce the students and the contest.
So we have Peyton, Josh, and Noel with us this evening, and they are going to use these 4-inch by 6-inch rectangles of aluminum foil, and you are going to attempt to make a boat that can hold as many pennies as possible before it sinks. So you can experiment with the different pieces. You each have 4 of them, but you ultimately have to come up with one design that we'll test at the end of the show tonight.
Awesome.
All right, we're ready to go.
Well, thanks, Doc and Oakley, and good luck to the students. Our first guest is a teacher by day, a wife and mother always, and a writer at any minute that she can squeeze it in. She is the author of 12 books, and these books are for all people of different ages. So we want to welcome to the show Amanda Zieba. Amanda, welcome.
Hi, thank you so much for having me.
Well, 12 books in between being a mom and a teacher. That's a lot. I mean, that's a lot of writing. Tell us a little bit about yourself and maybe your inspiration.
Yeah, absolutely. I call myself a word nerd. I just love reading. I love writing. I love teaching people about reading or writing, and it just spilled over into storytelling and writing books.
Okay, so 12 books.
Yep.
So tell us a little bit about the different types of books that you've been writing.
Yeah, so I have 2 adult series that I want to talk to you about tonight, and I call both of them feel-good fiction. Like, I know that there's lots of, some people like suspense and some people like tension, and there's books about very important topics, and those books are really great, but those are not the books that I write. I write books that are a sweet escape, like,
like a Hallmark show, a Christmas Hallmark movie.
Absolutely, a Hallmark in a book. So I have 2 different ones I'm going to tell you about. So my first series is called Close Quarters, and it is about 4 cousins who live in La Crosse. I like to write regional fiction, so stories in places that we recognize. And these 4 cousins, after their grandmother passes away, they decide to open a bookstore in her honor. And so it's just about, their family kind of shenanigans, but also this entrepreneurship of opening a new store. This book was inspired by my cousins. So I'm one of 10 on my mom's side, and 8 of us are girls. I'm the oldest, and then the youngest is 12 years younger than me. We live all across the country, all different kinds of jobs, like accountant, physical assistant, all different, I'm a writer, a teacher. But we talk every single day.
Wow, really connected cousins.
Yes, we Snapchat every day, and so I just was like, there should be a story about cousins, right?
Absolutely.
So that's what inspired this book, but 8 is way too many storylines to keep track of, so I just simplified it into 4. So there are 4 cousins. Yep.
Okay.
And then this one is the sequel, and it just continues on with what the cousins are up to.
Okay, and you're from La Crosse, too.
Yeah. I grew up in Alaska.
Okay, so great, real regional.
Yeah.
And then tell us what's your second series for the adults?
The second series is called Champion Chocolatier, and it's about...
that sounds yummy.
Yeah. It's about a woman who runs a chocolate shop in Duluth. I like to write about businesses rather than open them because it's cheaper.
Okay, sure, absolutely.
But you still get all the fun of like designing the store and doing all the things. So Emmy leaves her job in the Twin Cities to run this chocolate shop in Duluth in the first book, and then in the second book she goes on a reality cooking show.
Oh, fun.
Yes, Valentine's Day, the Vanderbilt Valentine's Day candy making competition. It's a mouthful, but it's super fun. And then in the third book, she and her fiance have they compete in a honeymoon challenge. They're trying to win a free honeymoon. And then the fourth book, this just came out last month, and she and her new husband are going to do a business venture together. They're going to open a hotel, but they have to turn this warehouse into something kind of posh. So they have a interior design challenge.
So those are really feel-good fictions.
Yes.
I mean, and food is such a universal topic.
Yes, I'm not a good cook. I just write about it.
What's your favorite series, or what's fun for you to be writing about, even with your children's books?
Yeah, so I think this one was the most fun to write because we all watch a lot of reality TV, but it was fun to come up with the challenges that the contestants were going to do in there. So I would say that this one was the most fun to write.
Now, Amanda, with about a minute left, where can our viewers purchase your books?
Awesome, yeah. So they're always on Amazon, but if you like to shop local, they're at Pearl Street Books in La Crosse. And also there's a bookstore in Holman that's only online, but they do pop-ups, Birdie's Bookstore. And you can find them there, or you can get them directly from me, from my website. Okay, and you have it's AmandaZieba.com. Yep. Great. Thank you for joining us. Yeah, thank you so much. Good luck with your series. Thank you. I'm going to have to check them out. I like the Duluth one. Well, I mean, it's so cold. What else are you going to do, right? Might as well read. Yes. Well, catering for cast and crew has been provided by Strike Zone and Pizzones in Toma. Great food with fun for the whole family.
Hometown Life has been brought to you by Lynx Networks, Olson Chiropractic in Toma, Moulter's Fresh Market, Jeff Holthaus with State Farm Insurance, Oakdale Credit Union.
It's been a long day.
Mom, what's for dinner?
Yeah, I'm hungry.
I really don't feel like cooking, so...
The best pizza? Look at that crust and cheese. Amazing burgers and steaks, just the way I like it. Food the whole family loves. That's our specialty. And don't forget, 12 lanes of bowling fun and a huge game room. Rain or shine, always a great time. Strike Zone and Pizzones in Toma.
The Oakdale Credit Union has spent decades serving Oakdale, Mauston, and Reedsburg. From comprehensive financial services to reliable mortgage loans, we strive to provide unparalleled care.
I like the warm and friendly atmosphere each and every time I come in. The staff is very knowledgeable and truly cares about its members.
Come and learn more about the Oakdale Credit Union, where we treat you like a member of the family.
Moulter's family-owned store brings you fresh. Feel healthy with a wide selection of organic foods, gluten-free products, certified Black Angus beef, and handmade brats. Moulter's has a great selection of meats, so choosing can be tough. Just ask our butcher to help you make the perfect selection. Moulter's brings you fresh-packed deli meals for those on the go. And of course, our fresh market. Download our mobile app and start saving money today. Moulter's brings you fresh.
Owning a small business is kind of a big deal. State Farm agents can help you find the right insurance coverage at the right price.
Call State Farm agent Jeff Holthaus in Toma today.
We love being active and living life to the fullest, but life can sometimes have other plans. Do you suffer from neck and lower back pain, muscle aches, and poor mobility? Trust Olson Chiropractic to find you the right treatments that fit your needs, including the benefits of an alkaline lifestyle and healthy nutrition to help guide you to a better, more active life. Call Olson Chiropractic today, trusted in Toma for over 20 years.
Hometown Life is celebrating local businesses and the amazing people that keep them going. Our next segment is just that. Ben Palmer from ThinkLocal is back with our ThinkLocal Spotlight.
Hi, Hometown Life community. My name is Ben Palmer, founder of ThinkLocal, and it is our joy to be able to share the stories of the people behind our local businesses and organizations. Please connect with us. You'll find ThinkLocal on all social channels, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn, TikTok. Find us, follow us, stay connected with us. We want to continue to share the stories of all that's good in our community and getting to know local business owners and the people behind the organizations, because when we know people, we support people, and that's our joy. Also, the app, guys, the ThinkLocal app, very cool app. We're having a big release basically tomorrow, I think it's coming out. But that is going to bring now all local stories, local events, and everything automatically into the ThinkLocal Wisconsin app. And we feature all local businesses, local organizations. So we want to get connected with the businesses to get you listed on there. And we want to share your story. And the videos that you see, these are highlights that we're doing for no cost for our local business partners. And this is something that we want to be able to do for all local businesses, because everybody can have a good story told about their business, and that should be affordable, it should be accessible, and we want to be able to do that for them. So please connect with us, ThinkLocal WI. Let's check out Chris Capper, wonderful man with Just One More Ministry.
We started about 11 years ago in a church basement. We had about 200 square feet, and we were collecting rescued food from a couple independent grocery stores. And we've evolved, especially over the last 4 or 5 years, to now where we're going to receive this year, with the blessings from our Lord, about 3.8 million pounds of food. And we'll distribute about the same amount, which is important to us. It's nice to get it, but what are we doing with it? We want to distribute it to get it to the people. We don't want to be a warehouse. We have partners, currently about 80 of them, that come on a regular basis and pick up food and take it back to their area, and they feed their neighborhoods. So we're dispensing about 80,000 pounds of food a week. We gather food up from restaurants, that's our niche, and grocery stores and other food manufacturers that like to donate food. So it keeps it from going in the landfills, methane gas produced when it goes in landfills, and it's actually very edible. It can feed thousands and thousands of people. We get to come to his ministry here. It's a privilege to come here and to feed his hungry children. And we concentrate on the children in the city. We have 60,000 children in the city of Milwaukee that don't know where the next meal is coming from. It's one of the biggest inhibitors to a good education. So right away they're behind the 8 ball. So we concentrate on churches and organizations that deal with children, people with addictions, vets, because I'm a vet, and then elderly shut-ins.
Chris and Just One More Ministry is a wonderful organization. Please look into them and figure out how you can support them. Volunteer, donations, great organizations always need the backing of great people supporting them. The next video that we're going to watch is now going over to a restaurant on the bayou, Gregory Johnson in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, a wonderful man that I had the opportunity to spend time there getting to know them, getting to know some of their staff, and really just learning how incredible these people are and their passion towards community and serving people just delicious food and just bringing people together. That's what's important for local business owners. So such a joy to see that. Let's hear Gregory's story, because this is a dream come true for him, and it is his joy to be able to serve his customers.
Because I used to go to New Orleans every summer. And I was thinking to myself, and God gave me this vision to have a New Orleans-style restaurant one day here in Milwaukee. And I was like 13, 14 years old then. So it didn't come to full fruition until I was like 45 years old. Well, we are a full-service restaurant, caterer. We have a music venue that's in the back with a bar. We're not a bar, but we have a bar for your pleasure. I lived in New Orleans for 30 years. That's where I learned my craft. And when I was down there, I worked with some of the best, like K. Paul. I worked with some of the no-name good chefs at some of the major hotels, and that's how I learned my craft. And so I do fix the traditional, real Cajun Creole food right here on the bayou. Everybody will tell you the food is terrific. We love doing what we do. You know, we love people, we love to serve, so we pattern ourselves after Jesus. And we just love to serve people when they come through the door. We like that big smile on their face when they come in, and the bigger smile and when they leave out because they've been served properly. I'm going to keep saying that. We love doing what we do. You know, we love cooking. We love people. We love the customers. We love the relationships that we build with everybody here on the Bayou.
Hey everyone, we just want to thank you for thinking local and supporting local businesses and getting to know the people behind the business. Please follow Think Local by following us on social media, on all social media channels, as well as downloading the Think Local app. You can connect with us by finding thinklocalwi.com and reading about how we can help you as a community member get more connected to local events, local stories, fun things to do, local specials. That's what we want. We also want to help local businesses, owners, and organizations at all levels. How can we support your business and how can we help you grow and get more customers? Thanks for all you do, everybody. Have a wonderful day, and thank you, Hometown Life.
The Lab Student Challenge is next.
Hometown Life has been brought to you by Torkelson Funeral Home, Hardware Hank in New Lisbon, The Fun Company Game Room Store, The Little Cottage Home Decor, and more.
Owning a small business is kind of a big deal. State Farm agents can help you find the right insurance coverage at the right price.
Call State Farm agent Jeff Holthouse in Toma today.
Toma Health is dedicated to compassionate, quality care for our community.
To me, quality care means always going the extra mile. At Toma Health, we do the little things to make a big difference.
Our staff is taking extra precautions, like offering video visits, virus screening, social distancing, and rigorous disinfecting protocols. Due to extraordinary numbers of patients, please expect extra wait times. We appreciate your understanding and apologize for delays.
Toma Health, together in care.
What's the more in the Little Cottage Home Decor and more? Fashion. Shopping is fun at the Little Cottage. Update your look and discover more at the Little Cottage Home Decor and more, New Lisbon. This hot tub is so relaxing. The stress of the week just melts away.
Hanging out with friends is fun.
And we have so many reasons to get together.
My Traeger grill is a difference between a good
and an amazing barbecue.
The Fun Company Game Room Store
is where the fun begins.
It's been a long day.
Mom, what's for dinner?
Yeah, I'm hungry. I really don't feel like cooking, so...
the best pizza. Look at that crust and cheese. Amazing burgers and steaks. Just the way I like it. Food the whole family loves. That's our specialty. And don't forget, 12 lanes of bowling fun and a huge game room. Rain or shine, always a great time. Strike Zone at Pizzone's in Toma.
Well, folks, we have 3 boats built by 3 students, and it's testing time.
So our students were tasked with coming up with which design they wanted to use with a 4x6-inch piece of aluminum foil. They tested out many designs, and we're ready to see their final results here. So Noelle's going to start and put her boat in the water, and then they're going to be loading pennies into the boat one at a time, and we'll count how many we get in each boat before they sink. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
That's a good boat.
10.
Good boat.
11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19.
That's pretty good.
20, 21, 22, 23. Still holding strong. 24 and 25, 26, 27.
It's listing the starboard.
29, 30. 30 sunk it.
30. Excellent, excellent. Josh, you're next.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Looking good. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Still holding. There's a new leader, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40.
It's up to the railings.
41, 40, 42 sunk it. 42.
Good job, Josh.
Nice job,
Okay.
Peyton.
Okay.
One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41. Oh, 41.
41.
Josh with 42.
42.
By 1 cent. 1 cent. So we're going to come down the line quickly. Noelle, what did you decide on for that design? How did you come to that idea?
I decided this one because the sides were higher and I was able to fit more inside of it.
Then what else did you try?
This one. And then I have this one, which was too small. And this one was too flat. So
it was kind of the happy medium. Yeah. Okay. Josh, how'd you settle on that? I know you tried a few different things.
I tried a shorter wall with a wider space in between so I could disperse the pennies a little more and kind of distribute the weight instead of putting it at one point and having a pinch point in my tinfoil.
Sounds good. Makes sense. And Peyton, how did you get to that?
Okay, so mine kind of started with folding the edges up to make a square, but the water would come in at the creases. So for this one, I just kind of folded it up instead of having like spaces where the water could come in. And I tried to put all the pennies in the middle so I didn't lean to one side. And it worked for a while, but Josh still beat me by 1 penny.
You were furiously trying to get those pennies in at the end as the water started to leak in. Yes.
Well, this contest is classical Archimedes principle. If you were to fill up the boat or the vessel here plumb full of water and then put the boat in and catch the overflow, that overflow weight of the water would exactly equal the weight of the boat. So that's, again, classical Archimedes principle.
The idea behind, and with Archimedes' principle too, and the idea of buoyant force, you're trying to support as much weight as you possibly can. The boat itself, in this case with tinfoil, doesn't weigh very much. And the best way to be able to create a large amount of buoyant force or to support a ton of weight is to make as much displacement in the water as possible. So you want to displace as much volume of water as you can. Now the thing, and it was interesting, Peyton, I think you tried one like this, kind of like an envelope,
Yeah,
a really deep
I tried one like this.
envelope. Yeah.
And it didn't work because it wouldn't stay flat on the water.
Yeah.
It would just go.
Yeah, it tips, and then the other thing it tends to do is you put pennies in is it'll pinch shut.
It'll pinch shut and just go straight
which
down.
which then doesn't leave you with much volume that you're taking up anymore, and then down it goes. The best one for displacement is what you all three kind of settled on in the end, and that's almost like a flat barge with just really short sides on them, and those are the ones that, as Josh said, you can spread your pennies out better and get that distribution. But also, somewhat counterintuitively, it displaces a lot more water when you have that wider base than if you have like a narrow one that is deeper.
Yeah. And you see barges on the Mississippi are built that way, with a flat bottom and sides that are about 1/3 or 1/4 the weight of the width of the bottom there. Historically, it was thought that you couldn't build a ship out of metal, because metal, even aluminum, is very light, but it's 2.7 times denser than water. So it wasn't until the 1850s that they started building boats made of metal. Remember the Merrimack and the Monitor from the Civil War? So that was the very beginnings of ships made out of materials that were heavier than water.
And it's pretty impressive when you think about it, the size of ships that we have now, the cruise liners, the gigantic cargo ships, things that are just enormous and made entirely of metal, and they float. And it just seems very odd that something that heavy and that big could float, but again, they displace such a huge magnitude of water that they're able to get that buoyant force high enough to support all that weight.
Yeah, well, if you get a boat that has water going into it, like the Titanic, and if the weight of the water and the Titanic is greater than the weight of the water displaced, down it goes. Archimedes' principle.
If you, I'm just curious to the three of you, if you had to do this again, how would you try to get a design that would get you a few more pennies than what you got this time?
I think I would have tried to make my bottom more of a rectangle, so it would have more what's it called, like area to sit on the water, whereas mine kind of rounded and sunk in.
I think I would try to make my walls even shorter, maybe, and try to get more of that displacement.
I think when I made mine, the walls weren't like even, so then it just ended up sinking down on that side, because once the pennies were down on that side, it just sunk.
Okay, so not as symmetrical, is what you're saying.
Right.
Okay. Yeah, and I know you had asked, in maybe frustration while you were building them, how do you pinch together so that the water doesn't come in? And that's part of the trick with it. And even Peyton, yours at the end started on the corners to kind of flow in. And it, I mean, there's no real magic to it necessarily. You just have to like kind of crimp it really tight together.
Another thing is when I started by crimping mine together, so it kind of stuck better on the edges.
Yeah, that's good. You guys did well. You were able to kind of come to those conclusions, and we did not tell them what was going to work best ahead of time. They had to figure that out all on their own in the last 20 minutes here. So pretty good learning experience.
Yes.
Well, Hometown Life Lab, what a nice, you know what I was thinking about when you were talking about displacement? I'm thinking of a Viking ship. How they're really displaced, and I mean, that's a wood ship, it's not a metal, but I was thinking in my mind, wow, that's why they're so maybe wide. They have the little ends. I don't know. Just thinking about another ship.
It works, yeah.
And not so deep so they could go into inland rivers. The Vikings could go right up rivers. And so.
Yeah. Well, students, what did you guys think about your challenge?
I had a lot of fun. It was fun.
Came out on top.
All right. And what would you grade your teachers for their experiment?
Wonderful job.
Easy A+.
Easy A+. Well, it's really interesting too. With our pennies, they all must weigh exactly the same, right? Like,
yes.
You have to like in coin. Okay. Well, thanks everyone for joining us. Well, that's our show for this week. We want to thank you for joining our Hometown Life. If you enjoyed me, where we're connecting you to the community.